Here's a tokusatsu show that's been recommended by a lot of you, and it's one that I personally really wanted to make a video on. But first, I've got some news to share with you that I think you'll be pretty excited about. You guys all know I love making videos on this channel, although sometimes I want to post something shorter and not have it disappear, because we all know that happens a lot more than it should. So I was pretty excited when I found out about Amino's new stories feature, and the fact that stories don't just disappear like other places. I've actually partnered with Amino to create some of my very own stories, such as one about non-Toei tokusatsu recommendations. Click the link in the description or pinned YouTube comment, or search for Amino apps to download Amino. Find my stories by searching Marcosatsu. Follow me and watch tokusatsu not from Toei. Just by doing that, you'll be supporting this channel and me. Don't forget to tap that bell to turn on notifications and never miss an upload. Alright, so Madan Senki Ryukendo. Man, even here I have no idea where to begin. I'll start by saying that this was one of the most difficult scripts to write for. Of course, I'll explain why later. Though I'm hoping that this video will be a good length. The easiest thing is to just go for it, so let's begin with this young man fixing a sign that reads Akebono, the City of Demons. A police force stand guard at the city gate, but they're afraid of something. People in purple spandex. These spandex monsters are actually supposed to be taken kinda seriously since they're part of the Jamanga, or rather, demons. An armored hero, not that one, arrives to fight them off, then people go back to their normal lives. For some exposition, the man that entered the city is Kenji Narukami. He's moving into Akebono to join the police department as a detective. The armored hero is a Madan warrior that works for SHOT, an organization created separate from the police in order to fight off the demons. What the demons do is wreak havoc in order to gather minus energy from civilians. Minus energy being negative energy from emotions, that's pretty self-explanatory. A CGI monster attacks the city and Kenji tries to act like a hero. Then, from out of the sky comes a plot MacGuffin. This Henshin device thing introduces himself as Geki Ryuken. With it, Kenji transforms into the modern warrior, Ryukendo.
発動チェンジ龍剣道激流変身
After defeating the monster, Kenji wakes up at SHOT headquarters, which is under the police station. And for some more exposition, the quote-unquote general or the Jamanga is Dr. Worm. He's the one gathering minus energy in order to revive Damayo, the Demon King. That name sounds vaguely familiar, but I can't quite put my finger on it. SHOT is able to use their own magic using keys to upgrade their modern warriors. We've already met one of these armored heroes, Ryugendo, who's used by Fudo, a 25-year-old man who doesn't like being called old. I wanted to have a Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's reference here since his name is Fudo, but I have no idea. Toku hero on motorcycles? Wait, Kamen Rider, duh. Moving on. We also meet the SHOT commander, Amachi, their magic specialist, Satoyama, and Rin, the totally not love interest. As you can tell, I'm already having some difficulty talking about this since I pretty much just exposited this whole time. Alright, so here's why I had a hard time writing the script. Madan Senki Ryukendo is episodic. That's right, everyone, there's no big overarching story, there's barely any 2-episode structures as well. Episodic shows are difficult enough to talk about, but it's even more difficult to write about the positives. By the end, I figured that I could at least tell you some highlights. I already talked about the first 2 episodes. The few following episodes has Kenji get some new power-ups and forms. I like the Ryukendo and Ryugendo suits. They're alright. The color schemes work, and while they both look kinda bulky, they're not so bulky that it looks uncomfortable. The other forms look weird to me though, specifically Fire Ryukendo. I didn't think Guy Fieri would ever be a Toku hero. One of my 2 most favorite episodes of the show is episode 3, Dash, King of Animals. Dr. Worm and his minions terrorize the city with a tank. Yeah. So while that's happening, we follow 2 policewomen and Kenji who are going through shenanigans. That's pretty much the entire episode, but it leads me to saying that the characters carry the show. Like I said, Ryukendo is episodic and there's no real story to follow, so it's up to these characters to keep things interesting. The weird thing is that I'm not sure how to explain it. Kenji and Fudo are your typical heroic protagonists with a few quirks, but I still enjoy watching the situations they're put in. I do enjoy a good backstory on characters I'm supposed to care about, but our protagonists don't really get any. So I find it more entertaining when situations revolve around the personality trait of hero. That's the gist of what I can say about recurring characters like the policewomen too. They're fun and quirky, not intrusive or annoying. I don't think they add anything other than some funny and maybe even heartwarming moments, though there's nothing wrong with them having here either. And I'm sure people are gonna tell me in the comments, oh, why didn't you include Komachi in here? Okay, so there's this woman in white named Komachi. She's a ghost. That's it. There you go. What I like about the show is how genuine it feels. Despite being goofy, the heroism of the characters feel legitimate, and that's shown a lot throughout episode 3. It's not just heroism though, as the cast seem like they're having fun in general. In episode 6, Dr. Worm turns civilians into balloons, but they don't seem to mind as they float through the sky. It's quirky moments like these that make me enjoy it. I think that's what it all boiled down to for me. Ryukendo seems like a plain old tokusatsu, but it's still enjoyable. When do you ever see a fleet of demons fly over a city while Flight of the Valkyrie plays? Oh yeah, let's get into that. Another reason I like this show is because it's funny. When Dr. Worm was monologuing in his tank, two of his mooks just looked at him like, come on man, really? Another funny music choice was when a giant umbrella landed on a tower and there was this big, sweltering, epic music that accompanied it. One of Ryukendo's powers is to summon some mechanical animals to help him out. So in one episode, he gets the power to summon Fire Kong, a gorilla. Of course, Kenji tries to offer Fire Kong a banana, but it's a mechanical gorilla with huge hands, so it can't pick up something small like a banana. In a later episode, a UFO has been sighted in Akabono. So what do the citizens do? They put on a festival for it. Wanna know what's Dr. Worm's most evil plan in history? Recording Kenji and Fudo fighting demons with his own demon cam. And there's him in pajamas. Just like having an opinion, humor is subjective. What I find funny can be considered annoying to some, though I feel like the comedy in Ryukendo is safe, so again, it's not intrusive. There's some subtle humor, non sequiturs, brick jokes, just a little of everything, and I think it mostly works. What I don't think works are the villains aside from Dr. Worm. In episode 5, that guy's the rival, we're introduced to Jack Moon. That guy's the rival to Kenji. And that's it. His design is cool. I'll get more into the villains as we come across them. I mostly wanted to bring up Jack Moon real quick. Our obligatory clip show comes in episode 13, A Meeting Surpassing Time. That's not the important part. It's around this place where things start to change up, so we're introduced to an evil-looking Madan warrior, and a new enemy, which properly debuts in episode 14, A New Enemy. These titles are a little on the nose. The new villain is named Lady Gold, and as Dr. Worm says, she's evil. To prove that she's evil, Lady Gold summons a giant Ryukendo, which Kenji sarcastically says his weakness is the brain. He and Fudo fight Lady Gold, where we then see the Black Madan warrior Ryujino. Its user is Shiranami Koichi. His parents used to work for SHOT, until the SHOT commander killed them in a fire. You know how this goes. They actually died due to another Jamanga villain, Baron Bloody, creating the explosion in Shiranami's house. The weird part is that Shiranami finds out by Baron Bloody monologuing in the open to absolutely no one. I actually thought about that for a bit. It still makes no sense. But I think that was unintentionally funny. My next favorite episode of the season is episode 22, the City Martial Arts Tournament, where the city hosts a martial arts tournament. It's mostly shenanigans until demons appear, then the civilians decide to fight for themselves. Our three Madan warriors can't transform in front of people, so this is where the famous bathroom transformation comes from. By the time they finish transforming, the mooks are already gone, so the people start calling our heroes the three losers. Since Ryukendo's episodic, I highly suggest checking this episode out. If you like it, then the rest of the show is for you. The episode after that, Visitors from Outer Space, is the UFO one. Kabuto's sister makes a cameo here. That's cool. Oh, Fudo's changer got destroyed. That's not cool. He's out of commission until episode 27, Power Up Manga Ryuguno, where Fudo powers up into Magna Ryuguno. Alright, I'll stop doing that. But it's just so easy, you know? I really like the Magna Ryuguno suit. I mean, I really like it even though it's a glorified recolor. Oh look, Ren's butt got stuck in a virtual world for a bit. Yeah, I don't know either. Since Fudo got an upgrade, that means Kenji is gonna get one too. And also out of nowhere. His belief in Geki Ryuken allows him to transform into God Ryukendo. This looks cool too. Though weirdly enough, the characters act like they're almost completely different heroes, like how Kamen Rider Laser is a separate writer from Laser Turbo? I still don't get it. Kenji gets his new form in episode 29, which marks the last episode of our first opening theme, which we should get to. Madan Senki Ryukendo by Hiroshi Kitadani. I hate this song. At least I did at first. Dang, it's so catchy. I got into the song after hearing it a few times, and soon I didn't skip it whenever I watched an episode. I wish I could say the same for the second opening. Go Ryukendo by Kenji Otsuki. It's okay, really giving off that Gao Ranger vibe. Unfortunately, I'm not a fan of that theme either. Unpopular opinion, I know. The first opening is great though. As for the ending themes... another unpopular opinion, probably? I think this should have been the opening. Ryukendo is generally fun and feel good, so this fits more personally. This is Everybody Goes by Akawa Nanase. It and the second opening are my music playlist, so you can tell I really enjoy them. Totally not plugging that playlist, by the way. Beautiful by Mariko Shibano. I just like the theme. It doesn't fit anything, I think, but I like it anyway. The visuals are pretty great for these two, with Kenji and Fudo playing soccer against Dr. Worm and his mooks. Now that's definitely the Ryukendo I know. I really don't want to play the other two ending themes, but here you go. The third theme is Prism of Eyes by Max, and the fourth is Zuto 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 by Mariko Shibano again. Moving on, since Kenji got an upgrade, that means Shiranami doesn't get one too since he's a tertiary writer. I mean Modern Warrior. You know what this video needs? ProtoDubs. Yeah, that's it. Take it away, Proto, while I do something else real quick.
Kenji Narukami, Jushiro Fudao, regular policemen by day, transform into Madan warriors when evil comes calling their way.
Ryukendo holds a special place in my heart. It was the first Japanese tokusatsu I'd ever watched. I don't think I ever finished it all the way back then, and because of that I completely forgot about it. It wasn't until Marcos's Tokusatsu from Outside of Japan video where he mentioned Ryukendo just very briefly, and all those good memories came immediately flooding back. I immediately downloaded all the episodes and binge watched them, and if you follow me on Twitter, you know I haven't shut up about it since. But what makes Ryukendo so good? I could make a whole video about this, but since this is a cameo, I'll keep it brief with its two best points. It's genuinely funny, and it's unique. Now, when you think of funny toku, you think of something like After V, right? Or After 5, however you pronounce it, I've never watched it. But what if you wanted a funny toku show with all the seriousness of the other shows? That's where Ryukendo comes in. Not to say that every other mainstream toku aren't funny, but none of them have made me, actively laugh out loud. Ryukendo has. There's a scene in the second episode where Rin, Kenji, and Fudo are all going down to their secret base for the first time, and there's just a 5-second awkward elevator ride, and it's so funny I could not stop laughing. And in the third episode, where Geki tells Kenji to trust his duo, and Kenji just closes his eyes and drives into someone's house, that's absolutely hilarious. There's an episode where a police officer falls in love with a rock monster, and the rock monster is sad because she says they can't be together. And of course, there's that scene that everyone and their mom has seen, the bathroom Henshin scene. Even if you've never seen Ryukendo, you've seen this clip somewhere. That is peak comedy. Now, my second point is that it's unique. I can say this with utmost certainty. Ryukendo is unlike any toku show I've ever seen. The suits are nothing like I've ever seen before. The monsters of the week are creative while still threatening. Kenji and Shadow Moon have a rivalry that goes beyond, "Ugh, you're evil, so I'm gonna beat you." The show is funny, and there's an actual romance that doesn't just appear out of nowhere. Hell, there's 2 of them! Sure, a lot of the time it can become the Narukami Kenji show, but Kenji's an interesting enough character that I don't mind when we focus on him too much. Although I really wish Fudo had gotten more screen time. Now, is Ryukendo the perfect tokusatsu show? Absolutely not. But if you're looking for something fresh, something unlike all the Rider and Sentai shows out there, give Ryukendo a shot. You won't regret it. I mean, either that or watch Legend Hero.
Hey, Legend Hero isn't until... thanks ProtoDubs. That was great.
Jushiro or Gunman Ryugano's ki gives him power to use blasting attacks. Together they form a formidable force.
Here comes the even weirder part of the script where I say, I genuinely don't know what to talk about at this point. There may seem to be big plot points like Jack Moon being revived by Baron Bloody, but that almost doesn't really matter. I didn't even bring up when Jack Moon died in the first place. Here, look at my notes for episode 39, Rise of the Stars on Wings of Light. A satellite cannon is shot into space, then Kenji and Shiranami destroy it. Okay, that looks bad on paper, but it's a good episode. I just don't know what I can add. The interactions are on par with everything else. The action is good. There are those moments of heroism that you expect. I don't know. There's one episode where Akebono City gets trapped under a dome. Take your pick between a Simpsons or Stephen King reference. Geki Ryuken gets a human form and transforms into Master Ryukendo in episode 47. Kinda late for that, but it looks cool. Here we go. Episode 48. Ultimate Armament, Ultimate Ryukendo. Lady Gold and Baron Bloody are defeated, so the Madan keys that were hidden inside them combine with Kenji for him to become Ultimate Ryukendo. Then we still got 4 more episodes that deal with Damayo reviving 3 more times, a final battle with Jack Moon, and the Changers sacrificing themselves to stop the last few demons from appearing. Oh yeah, the Changers could talk by the way, but they didn't really have a personality. It was draining enough figuring out what to say, but I'm gonna be honest, Ryukendo's final stretch dragged for me, to the point where I caught myself yawning a couple of times. Destroying Damayo in episode 48 would have been decent. Then we got 4 more episodes to drag things along. The last few episodes is one of 2 real gripes I have towards the show. My other gripe is what I briefly brought up earlier. The villains. Lady Gold, Baron Bloody, and Jack Moon are there, then they die. Just like that. They're meant to be rivals for each of the Madan warriors. Baron Bloody is self-explanatory for Shiranami, Jack Moon is a quote-unquote honorable swordsman against Kenji, and Lady Gold fights Fudo because he needed a rival. Dairanger did something similar, except the recurring characters there each had a close connection that mattered for character development, for the most part. Our Madan warriors are basically the same people from the introduction all the way to the end. At least Shiranami learned not to be a jerk? Ryukendo is in a deep show, though I expected something more, I guess. Trust me, that's all the negativity I'll say. Even if the villains aren't the greatest, I still think it's the characters that make Ryukendo worth watching. Along with the humor, the touching moments, the great action. I'm surprised that there isn't more of Ryukendo. Some would say that it became Tamaka Hero, but I'm more interested in a Madan Senki Ryukendo Season 2 or something. The demons are gone, so it could be for a new villain faction, or have Dr. Worm return by some magic. Come on, have Capcom sponsor them again. It wouldn't hurt to try, right? This is a weird and abrupt transition, but I'm gonna have my final thoughts right here.
In Ryukendo, new series premieres 26 November, Monday 6 p.m. on Disney XD.
So guys, I'm pretty happy that this went on for a little longer than I thought. After all this, I gotta say that Madan Senki Ryukendo is good. I enjoyed my time with it, and I hope you do too. It's an easy recommendation if you want something fun. A big thank you to ProtoDubs for his intermission, and a big thank you to Amino for sponsoring this video. With all that being said, I'll see you guys next time with You know what? Let me say what's actually coming next for once. With all that being said, I'll see you guys next time when we join the dream battle with the legend hero, the 3 Kingdoms. Oh, get ready for that.